What is worse for you, Danny? Eating junk food or smoking cigarettes?
Look, they're both very bad for you. I would say smoking cigarettes is worse, but it is a complex question because you got to factor in how often is the person eating junk food? Is it every day? How big are the quantities of food?
I mean, I would have to say the same thing. I will say that smoking is far worse. A lot of people are going to say, wait a minute, because look, I've got a few mates that smoke, and one of my best mates smokes, and he likes to, jab me a bit, in the ribs and say, well, everyone knows I've got a bit of an eating problem, like I tend to binge eat, like we all get a little bit sad and depressed, and we love to eat our sorrows and drown our sorrows with soft drinks and whatnot. And, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but all that sugar, the soft drinks, and all that stuff that I eat, Danny. But the way I see it, yes, I eat a lot of that stuff. A lot of times I go through the drive-thru at Hungry Jack's. I'm guilty of a lot of that, type of lifestyle. However, he reckons that he's going to live longer than me. I'm going to die before him because, I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm very fat. My cholesterol will be through the roof. But the way I see it, man, and I don't know if you agree with me, but you can repair cholesterol. You can make it go down tremendously. You can lose a lot of fat. But how are you going to repair your lungs?
Well, that is a good point, and like you were saying, yes, eating a lot. They say fast food, fast life, and that is true.
Yeah.
And it's bad for your heart. It's bad for everything. You can get diabetes, all this stuff. We know junk food, why it is bad, but like you said, the damage to your lungs and all the types of cancer that smoking causes. Well, it be mouth cancer, esophagus cancer, you name it. The list goes on.
You can get a lot of cancers directly from smoking. Lung cancer. Jesus Christ, I mean, you can get a heart attack from that as well. Your arteries get clogged up. And whether or not they get clogged up quicker than eating junk food, we know cholesterol is really bad for your heart. That clogs up arteries like no tomorrow. But I just reckon smoking is the one that's going to send you to the coffin a lot sooner because, it's very devastating what you're inhaling into your lungs. And lung cancer is the big one. And basically, I'm going to go with smoking. I'm going to say that smoking is the one that you have to avoid because smoking, I would say, is far worse than eating junk food.
The interesting one about who's going to die faster, what your friend said about smoking or that. I've known some elderly people who never ate junk, but they smoked their whole life. And they lived just, mid-60s, early 70s, and eventually, obviously, cancer got them. Well, so I think it depends on the person's luck as well.
Mate, I'll tell you what, you do have an incredible point because it's funny how life works that way. We go down to vanilla, Thomas, me, you, we all go down to vanilla. And we see guys, grandpas that are like 78 years old. They would have passed 80. And they're sitting there with their little, their white mustache, acting all cool with the whole group, playing cards. And they're sitting there and they're smoking. It's like a chimney. And they're in their 80s, mate. And they're out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's amazing.
Sometimes I go to bed at 11 because I'm exhausted. These guys are up at 1 in the morning. And they're old fucking people. And they're smoking. And they look fine, okay? There's nothing, they're not in a fucking nursing home.
And also, junk food, the more junk food you eat, the less energy you'll have. So, I'm sure that their diets probably are healthy. But yeah, it's not good for you smoking. I mean, it's amazing seeing them over 7 years old, they're still going.
And I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess everyone's body is different. Smoking can lead to leukemia, which is really bad. It's got the actual chemical inside that supports leukemia. It fucks up your red cells. You can't say the same thing for food. Food does a lot of other things which isn't good. But look, if I personally had to rate each one, which is worse, definitely the smoking. You agree as well. You know what I find is people that smoke, they're always going to say that junk food is worse. But here's the thing. What they fail to realize is they eat junk food themselves. I've got mates, that eat junk food. My mate who's saying that he's going to live longer than me, he eats just as much as junk food as I do. Maybe I eat just a little bit extra than him. But, you know, you got one foot in the... As harsh as it sounds, Danny, people that smoke, and I don't know if you loved ones that do, but people that smoke have one foot in the fucking grave, mate.
Yeah, and yeah, it's you know, it does, you know, boggle your mind, as in, you know, everyone knows it's common sense that smoking is bad for you.
Mate,
At least
yeah,
all these cancers, and I guess, you know, they still want to do it. You know, it's their prerogative. I've never smoked. I've never even held. I've never even taken a puff my whole life. It's never interested me. But other people, they just love it. I know a lot of friends that smoke up. They smoke a packet a day, and good luck to them.
When I was 15, I had one cigarette. And hell, I must have been too young to even realise or to even understand or to even really sort of get into it. But I had one cigarette when I was 15 and I didn't like it. And I've never touched a cigarette again. Never. It was my only cigarette. And, you know, I don't drink. You know, maybe if it's a really special occasion, you almost, you know, they almost get offended if you don't have a drink with them, like if it's a birthday or a wedding. But I struggle to finish one stubby. I really struggle. Sometimes I drink half and that's it. And I try to leave it somewhere where people don't notice that I've just wasted a beer. I don't know, man. Lifestyle plays a huge role. There are people that eat... Look, I know people that are obese from junk food and they live to be 65, you know, which is still young in my opinion to die. But once you've eaten shit all your life, and then you get people that don't smoke, don't eat junk food, and they cop cancer at fucking 35. So I don't know, man. There's people dying in their sleep that, you know, don't really do much. And then there's people that live to be fucking, you know, I see people that live to be, you know, 60 and 70 and never have a problem and they've had a horrible lifestyle. I know people that are celebrating 50s, you know, their 50s. And, you know, they smoke like a chimney and they've done drugs and they're perfectly fine. People in fucking late 20s and early 30s fucking die in their sleep. I don't know. It's one of those things, Danny. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that there is no real answer. You know, everyone has different luck. And I guess what you can do is, you know, you can control what you can control, if that makes sense. As in, you can control how much junk food you eat. You can control if you want to smoke. I guess at the end of the day, you know, there's always an element of luck in life, or a big element of luck. But, you know, there are a lot of things you can control. How much junk food, or if any junk food you eat. Do you smoke? How often do you drink? So at the end of the day, we can live healthy, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that we will live till 70 or 80. Because stress is a big killer, and people don't. And a lot of people fail to realize. I think I can eat healthy this and that. But if you have a stressful lifestyle and you're constantly arguing with people, you know, that's very bad for your health.
That's right. And the funny thing is, smokers actually have it easy. That smokers don't realise, Danny, how easy they have it. Because a lot of people say, oh, it's hard to quit. It's hard to quit. Oh, quitting's a bitch. Quitting's this. Quitting's that. Bullshit. I don't sympathise with anyone who tries to quit smoking because, you know what? When you're an addict, when it comes to food, there's food everywhere. It's of the norm. You're going to a Coles to buy some bread, Danny. And before you even get to the bread section, you pass the lollies, you pass the Tim Tams, you pass the shapes that are on special for $1. It's so hard. You go into a cafe shop. All you want is a fucking coffee. And on the way to sit down, you see all the cakes at the front. You see all the nice pastries that they have. All the, you know, spanakopiters and you name it, man. You know, and it's bullshit, man. Like, it's everywhere in front of us. And we almost can't avoid it, pretty much. Smoking, you know, you literally have to get out of your car, go into a service station. Now you've got to tell them exactly what you want so they can give it to you. It's not as simple as just, okay, oh yeah, no worries. You know, you actually have to go out of your way to get a packet of cigarettes and actually put one in your mouth and spark it up and start smoking it. So smokers have no excuse for doing what they're doing. Food is a lot tougher to quit, hell of a lot tougher, hell of a lot harder. But my New Year's resolution, Danny, is to quit all that fucking junk food and to be much healthier, mate. And not just do that and, you know, actually make that happen, but to continue it as a lifestyle, mate.
That's a good resolution to have. And obviously a lot of most people's resolutions don't last too long, but if you can stick to that, you know, I eat healthy, you know, I very rarely eat junk food, try to stay healthy, but every now and then, I guess everything in moderation, they say, you know, treat yourself every now and then to a cheat meal, as it's called, but, you know, if you can stick to this good diet, you know, you'll feel healthier, you'll be happier, you'll have more energy, you won't know yourself.
I'll tell you what, man, it's my only Achilles heel, man, food. food, mate. And hopefully I can overcome it this year. Because I tend to have a little bit high cholesterol, and it's not good for my age. I'm still very young, and let's just hope it all goes well. But yeah, guys, look, what do you reckon on this topic? What is worse, smoking or eating junk food? Your comments below.